All right, welcome everybody to tonight's live stream. It's a beautiful evening. The kids are sleeping, and we are gonna get painting. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Painting up these Palatine blades from Forge World. They are resin miniatures for the Emperor's Children Army for Warhammer 30K, for the Horus Heresy. And what I'm doing here is I'm painting up and highlighting the purple armor. Purple armor is a little tricky, especially when you're painting Emperor's Children, because you want to make this progression from rich, dark, shiny purple to a lighter, brighter purple. Then eventually you want it to edge into the realm of a nice dark pink, as everything in the Emperor's Children Army in 40K is a bright, garish looking pink color. So my progression is I start with Phoenician purple, and then I do a Drukai violet wash. Now I'm building up the colors first with Sirius purple. I'm really being serious right now, guys. Sirius purple. And then we're gonna highlight that with Genestealer purple. A nice, simple two-step progression. Once we get to 10 people in the chat, then I'll show off my Samwise Gamgee that I just painted up for it's called the Brotherhood of the Nine, but it's really just an inquisitorial warband of that looks like the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. So as these are all highlight colors, especially this Genestealer purple, we don't want it to pick up too much. Still want some of that deeper, richer purple underneath. It's a beautiful night tonight. Hope you're having a great night wherever you are. And just to remind you, if you are not already aware, I am a Warhammer YouTuber that posts on YouTube about painting my Warhammer miniatures. But more importantly than that, I am the father of some very finicky babies that we're trying to get to sleep through the night. So if I hear them crying, I'm going to have to leave, take care of them. I sincerely apologize for that, but it is what it is. All right, 10 people in the chat. That's the magic number we're looking for. As soon as I finish a little bit more of this purple, I want to show off what I was able to get accomplished today on the painting table before the cameras were rolling. All right, so some of you might notice that I've been painting this Warhammer 40K Brotherhood of the Nine. You got Legless, Gimli. Of course, they have different names because they're by RTLW, and they don't have the rights to the Lord of the Rings, but they did make this inquisitorial warband. You got Boromir here, and then Strider or Aragorn. Boromir, of course, had the Tree of Gondor on his shield, and he's doing the "one does not simply walk into Mordor" pose. Aragorn's got his sword sheathed, last pistol. And then I've got these two hobbits, which I'm going to be calling Merry and Pippin. And of course, in the 40K universe, if you're a hobbit, you're a ratling, you're a halfling with a sniper rifle. So I gave these two some nice bespoke craftsman looking sniper rifles. And then you've got your Gandalf here. Inquisitor is neither late nor early. He arrives precisely when he intends to. And he's festooned with purity seals. I think his name in RTLW's folklore is Inquisitor Albus Grey. In his retinue, rounding out the halflings, I'm painting them in order that they appear in the movies. So Gandalf I painted first because I figured he appears, he's more important and prominent than Bilbo, but then Bilbo is definitely the first. So I painted these two first. They came out really well. Hey, Fishy, how you doing, buddy? And here's Bilbo. Did a little bit of fixing, cleaned up his sniper rifle a little bit. His anti-material sniper rifle. The more I look at it, the more I think it's just so weird and wacky. Maybe I should have given all of them a anti-material sniper rifle. Maybe the next time. The next time I order one of these kits, I'll give the hobbits all these like sci-fi looking sniper rifles just because they look so cool. All right, and then we've got Frodo, Bilbo's nephew, Frodo Baggins. He's got a rope, his bespoke rifle, and I painted him up using Elijah Wood's like colors from the movie. So like dark brown trousers, a reddish looking jacket, a green cloak. I tried to get the hair and the skin looking like Frodo. And then tonight, very proud, this took me so little time to do. Samwise Gamgee. Here he is. He's got his pot for boiling potatoes, and he's got his gloves to handle his gun. I just am really pleased with how he came out. In fact, his face is, and the eyes are actually like some of the nicest eyes I've ever done. So the trick with doing eyes is you take some black paint and you do 2 horizontal slashes, and then some white paint, and then you paint within those slashes. So painting within will give you the effect of like eyeshadow without making your eyes look like they're really bugging out. I just love his like chunky looking face. And then after you do the whites, then you do a little bit of a black slash, diagonal slash on both sides. And there you go. For the skin tone, I just did Rakarth Flesh, shaded with Raiklen Flesh Shade, highlighted back up with Rakarth Flesh, and then for the bottom lip, I did a little glaze of Doombull Brown, just so that his skin wasn't so pale looking. There's a little color in his bottom lip. But there's Samwise. I love the hair too. If you want to check out this entire set, guys, then all you have to do is click the link in the video description for the 40K Fellowship of the Ring. It's going to take you to RTLW's website where you can check out the Brotherhood of the Nine. So that is Gandalf, Bilbo, Frodo, and Sam. Chronologically in the movie, next we would be painting up Merry and Pippin. So I'm going to be looking at the color palettes and the costumes for these two guys for the movies and just block out my colors tonight and tomorrow, and then we'll get those guys painted up. So those are next on the list, and then we're going to finally get into the rest of the Fellowship. They meet Aragorn next, and then at the Council of Elrond, they would meet Boromir, Gimli, and Legolas. So very exciting. I'm loving my progress with these, that I'm working to get them all painted up as quickly as possible. Doing like 1 miniature a day just about is a pretty good pace. Okay, back to this Palatine blade. Oh, I hear my baby crying. I'm gonna try to put the baby down. Echo, play lo-fi hip hop, and I will be right back.
Here's the playlist, Steady Beats on Amazon Music.
Echo. Volume down. All right, what army? Hey, Ted the Red Dragon. What army? This would be, I guess, for the Imperial Agents. There, you've got an Inquisitor, you've got a bunch of rattling sharpshooters, then you've got the Enforcer, various different agents, Imperial Agents characters. I question, what should I start with, Warhammer 40k starter set or the introductory set? I think the starter set is good. Tone, ayo, what's up? Billy Boing. Sometimes my kids annoy me and I wish I'd taken this up instead. Well, it's never too late. I've got kids. So, Tone, I'm glad you're here because I want to reveal my next upcoming mad project. I have a bunch of Bretonians that need to get painted up. And I thought, what better way to thank my channel members, of which Tone happens to be one of them, than to build up and paint my Knights of the Realm, Knights on Horseback, in colors to represent my channel members. So what I'm going to be doing is building up, I've got 13 channel members here. 13 out of 20, I got to fix that. We just got a 13th member. And so what I'm going to do is for the first month that I get a new channel member, I'm going to build up a Knight of the Realm miniature, 13. And you can see that next to Tone's name, Tone415, he's got an icon, a badge. And every month for the first couple of months, that badge is going to change the longer he's a channel member. So if you decide to become a channel member the first month, when you're a brand new channel member, I'm going to build up a Bretonian Knight to represent you. And then you're going to tell me what color you want me to paint your Knight of the Realm. And I will, 2 colors, like red and black. So I need 2 colors from you, Tone. What 2 colors do you want me to paint up as your knight and your horsey? And then the further along you are a supporter of my channel, the longer you are a channel, the more detailed, the more paint, the more extra little bits I'm going to be painting your character. And you know how some people do like a thank you page, or to say thank you for their patrons at the ends of their videos, they just do like a screen with a bunch of names on it. I want to thank my members by actually doing a video showcase for my channel subscribers, my channel members, and then showing off their knights. And then you can see if somebody has like just a built and primed miniature, but there's no paint on it, then you're gonna see that it's gonna look a little bit different than, for example, Tone, who's got, I think like 2 months already, 2 or 3 months. I have to double check. Then I'm gonna be adding more detail, weathering, shading, highlights. The further on, what I'm planning on doing is building up like like a questing knight. The idea is that these are all going to represent avatars that go off into the untamed wilds of our piles of shame. So when you watch a War Boss Tay video, at the end of the video, you're going to see a little montage of all these channel members and their knights, and some of them are going to be in various states of completion. And some of them, like Tones, if he stays along and continues to support my channel for like a whole year, for example, his badge is going to change. And after 1 year, you're not only going to get a Bretonian Knight, I'm going to be upgrading you to a Bretonian Pegasus Knight. So you're going to, I'm going to have to build one up and paint one up in the exact same colors, decorating the base and giving you a bunch of extra details and bits. So that's my grand plan, to say thank you for my channel members. I had something planned to kind of do the same thing with my patrons, but that was right before my twin girls were born. So I had to scale it back to something more manageable. The idea is I hopefully can convince more of you to become channel members so that you can gain access to all of the free digital perks that I offer. And now getting an avatar of a Bretonian Knight of the Realm painted in colors recommended by you, because I would love to have an entire, 20, 50 knights that I could just lay out on a table and take a picture of, that all have different heraldry and colors. I just really love to see this like the variety and the individuality of a full Knights of the an old school Knights of the Realm unit on the tabletop. So Tony has said red and gold, so I'm going to write that down. And all other channel members, I will make a post on YouTube asking, especially for those of you who have been a channel supporter, a channel member for longer than a month, what colors you want me to paint your knight up as. I don't understand why the hippos are being mean to me outside. I don't get. They eat my alligator, and also, you know, Colby, that's something I can't help you with, buddy. Is the channel members mean subscriber? No, there's like becoming a subscriber and ringing the notification bell so that you can see whenever my videos are online. That's like the free version. And becoming a channel member means that you support my channel with like a monetary donation of like $3 a month, or there's higher tiers of like $7 a month, and just depending on what you want for your membership. If you decide to become a channel member, you get all of my digital downloads for free on my Discord. And what I'm gonna do for this, I'm trying to build up, like 13 is such a great number. I think it's like such a powerful number, 13, like the 13 original colonies and all of that. So what I'm doing for all of my 13 members now, and anybody else who joins before the end of Sporkytoberfest, which is October 31st. So Tone, this is gonna include you too. I'm gonna put a channel on the Discord where if you are a channel member, I'm gonna give you access to just about every ebook that I've ever written, and under my pen name, Eli Taft Jr. And that includes my series of the, I've got a bunch of different series of like of medieval fantasy innkeeper series. I've got a tank commander series. I've got a like a starship engineer series, like that are like 5-6 books long. So I'm going to be posting all of my ebooks there, just something extra for you to read. The like value that I would place that at would be at least like $30 or $40, because I've written a bunch over the past couple of years under my pen name of science fiction, dark fantasy, mostly flash fiction, which are like short bite-sized stories full of action and all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna be posting those to my digital downloads for the next couple of months. And yeah, then you guys can have access to that, and hopefully we can get more people to bump up this number all the way to 20. We can get 20 nights. I'm going to be doing a lot of building and a lot of painting. So for everybody else who jumps in, we'll make sure that we get your colors for your nights. 69. Oh, I can't donate. I have a link in my channel description, or in this video description, so that it will link you to how to become a channel member. It's kind of just like a Patreon, except instead of Patreon, it's here on YouTube. That's like the easiest way for me to describe what channel membership is. Now, a peek behind the, thank you, Django. My whole reasoning to want to bump up my memberships is because I'm really trying to make a go of this YouTube thing. And for those of you who know me as like a meme channel, before I did meme videos, I used to do a lot more hobby videos, how to paint, unboxing, reviews, all sorts of stuff like that. And then with my being a father and not having as much time at the table, I found it just easier to do publish all these meme videos. But I would love to get back to it. So doing those videos really make me happy, like painting, building, doing these kinds of live streams. So in order for me to be able to do that, I would really need to be able to say that I can make a living off of YouTube. And I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't have like a big crew. I don't have a set. I don't have like a whole, system to support me. But I would love to continue making these videos for you guys. So I'm really trying to bump up the channel membership. And I think these perks should be really, really cool for you guys. So join up if you can. If you can support me, I would really appreciate it. And that will also help my channel and help me to continue doing stuff for you guys. All right. Once again, I want to point out that I have painted up Samwise Gamgee here. Oh, that's okay, 69, no problem. He is one of the members of the Artel W Brotherhood of the Nine, which is basically a 40k Fellowship of the Ring. The halflings are all snipers, so they all get these high-powered rifles. And next on the list for my inquisitorial warband here are Merry and Pippin. So I'll be painting those guys tomorrow. All right, what was I doing? I was doing some purple armor for these Palatine blades. I want to get a little bit into either Lucius or this Contemptor Dreadnought. I'm painting the Emperor's Children for a commission, and it's been taking me so long to get this out because I really wanted to also finish this Fellowship of the Ring project. I just got so many different projects going on, and now with the special thank you to my channel members, it's going to be a whole another project, and I am ready to go. All right, Pink Horror is the final step up in this little dark purple to pink transition. So I'm not going to paint a lot of this pink because I want it to be more of a suggestion rather than like a very bright, vibrant pink color. In my mind, this unit, and I talked this over with the client, and he thinks it's a great idea. These guys are just turning to really worship Slanesh. So their dark purple armor is starting to transition as well to these brighter hues of color to reflect their fall to chaos. I think it's also appropriate too because you could see here in this one, look at this, there's the chaos trim, the infamous chaos trim that drives many painters away from painting Chaos Space Marines. So I'm going to be painting that in gold, but yeah, we're going to be doing this pink highlight right here at all the edges of the armor. And what do you think is the worst faction to start? I am just starting. Honored brother, get good. That's right. The worst faction to start, I would say, I dog a lot on Imperial Agents, but I think that's just a tricky faction to play out. I would actually say the worst faction to play might be like the Harlequins. I don't know. I looked online because I was like, what does ChatGPT think? What does Google think? What's the worst faction to play? And I think they said, sadly, like Dark Angels, Orks, and what was the other one they said? Astra Militarum, which kind of broke my heart because I love my Imperial Guard. What do you guys think? What is the worst faction to play in the game right now? I'm seeing a lot of Dark Angels pop up. Honored brother, get good. I still can't believe I painted his nameplate to say get good. It's fantastic. See, that's the perks of channel membership. If you're a member of this channel, you get to tell me, like, I can ask you, what should I paint on this nameplate? What should I paint on this parchment purity seal? All right, I think this is pretty good. Yep, that's going to be a great story. That Fulgrim clone getting out. All right, for painting the gold, I'm going to be using my favorite color of gold, Necro Gold from Metal and Alchemy, scale color 75. Anyone reading any books right now? I'm just finishing Valdor, Birth of the Imperium, Started Master of Mankind. No. In fact, I was actually thinking of getting back into the Horus Heresy, restarting that whole saga and epic, because I stopped like maybe about 20, 30 books in, maybe. Just couldn't do it anymore, and I took a hiatus from it. So going back to it would be just so jarring if I didn't start from the beginning. Oh man, but I remember I was really into reading all the books before I left Hawaii, in fact, to move to California. So I got to get back to reading. I don't know, either that or I would happily dive into the Night Lord Omnibus again. It's been a while since I read that one. How are those books, Tone? You recommend it? Are they good? I like Tyrant and Space Marine. There's like a double wing pendant right here on the leg. Yeah, so my idea with writing a bunch of my series, I've been buying hardcovers like crazy on eBay. When I started writing, I was like, I want to write fiction, but I don't have time to sit down and write like these big Horus Heresy epics. And I'm never going to make a living doing it, but I wanted to write and tell stories, and I felt like it was a big part of my my expression as an artist. I wanted to write, so I got into writing flash fiction. Flash fiction is just stories that are really self-contained to a very small amount of words, usually like 1,000, but I found like 500 to be a really good number. And so I wrote a bunch of anthologies, but my idea was that I wanted to write stories about characters that normally don't get the spotlight. So I have a Wandering Merchant series where it's just like a traveling item shop, item vendor that you would, if you're playing a role-playing game, I wanted to write stories about the characters in these role-playing games that are always like, and I call it the NPCs series. So there's like a whole series about an innkeeper who starts off as like a stable boy, and then he gradually grows to run an inn, and then a whole like network of inns, and then there's a traveling merchant story. And then for the science fiction side, there is like a deckhand who's just like a crew member, like scrubbing air filters in the back of, like, in my mind it was like a game like Mass Effect, where you're running around this big starship and then you happen to pass a nameless NPC just doing busy work, and they have like maybe one line of dialogue, and then you just, like, you barely give them a thought, right? You just pass them in the hallway and they're just a nameless NPC. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if you could have, if I wrote a series like based on this one character and how she starts at the academy and she's assigned to this giant starship and this expeditionary fleet, and then this war breaks out, but she's not a fighter and she's not a soldier. She's just like a deckhand. She mops the floors and she changes the air filters. And so I charted out this entire series about how she went from a like deckhand to a technician, and how she was involved in this war but not really, and And then meanwhile, you have like the main PC party that's off doing all these adventures, and sometimes you see them or she hears about them. And anyways, that was my idea. What I wanted to write these stories about, these flash fiction stories. So like you've got the innkeeper, the wandering merchant, the deckhand in the science fiction one. There's one that's like it's a guy that just starts out as a driver. If you imagine Warhammer 40K, he like drives a Chimera troop transport, like a tiny, just like a nobody crew guy driver that goes to like serve in like space, and he drives like a little Chimera troop transport is like the best way I could think to describe it. And then throughout the series, like when they go to war, then he has to take on different jobs. And because he's competent, they promote him, and he keeps promoting to like a tank driver and then a commander, and then bigger and bigger, bigger and better, bigger and better. So I got that series, and then I have one that doesn't really sell for me, which is kind of sad because I think it's an interesting concept, but it is just like a dock worker character in a fantasy setting who wants to start like a riverboat casino. I don't know why I thought this was like such an interesting thing to write, but he's getting older, he's got a family. He wanted to be an adventurer when he was young. That didn't pan out for him, so now he has to work in the docks at some kind of like fantasy town. So he's like one of the guys you see just loading boxes and barrels of wine onto boats in an RPG. And then he eventually gets like a little boat to try out his, to like pursue his dreams. And anyway, it's a whole story. The riverboat casino. All right, I'm just kind of blabbering here. Let's check out some comments. Warp Enigma, welcome, welcome. Whoop whoop. At work, gotta go. Okay, don't forget to like. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Just scared of painting because my hand is very shaky. Yep, I do. Let me give you some tips. All Out Heresy. Sage the Mage, thank you very much. At work, I'm good. Life story of an NPC in Warhammer would be cool. Yeah, it's basically my series. I think my favorite one was the one I started with so far. They're all like kind of cool, but the first one I have is about the first one I wrote in this series. This whole concept was like an innkeeper character who starts out as just an orphan boy who gets taken in by the innkeeper of this like fantasy world. And so like he gets taken in, and one day he's like a stable boy. He doesn't know anything about being in the inn itself. He stays outside and he takes care of the horses. And then at the very beginning of the book, don't worry, this is not a spoiler. The innkeeper needs him to help out to serve the guests because it's a busy night. So he comes in, he's really good, and he learns how to serve tables, and he impresses like the boss and stuff. And so gradually he goes from being a stable boy to working more inside the inn. And I wanted to really just show like what happens to like NPCs who are in these big grand adventures, that maybe they hear about the hero and the hero's party and what they're doing, and maybe they even brush past them. It's like brushing by destiny, and they see the heroes, and but then like maybe they don't actually ever interact with them. And then they're trying to survive in this world where all these great things are happening around them, and they're so focused on the day-to-day of running their own lives and keeping their own lives in order. I thought it was an interesting concept because you have all these like big apocalyptic or end of the world kind of things, or big wars that are tearing apart the kingdoms, and these characters are just like, what are we supposed to do? I'm just an innkeeper. I can't pick up a fight. Like they're not heroes. They're not warriors or wizards. But the war is happening. They live in this world, So that's the whole concept of my books. I have a playlist with over 1,040K short stories. Nice. Okay, gotta go. Thanks, Warp Enigma. Take care. Like. Have a good shift. When you say sell, where do you put this kind of stuff up? I sell my stuff on eBay or through commissions. My books I sell on this digital platform called Drafted Digital. So it publishes worldwide to a bunch of different stores like Apple iBooks, Amazon, Kobo. Barnes and Noble has a thing called Nook, like an e-reader. It used to be like popular before. I don't think they're gonna do very well. I'm finally finished painting all my talisman characters. Oh, cool. And right now, a lot of purple matches the marine. Right on. Awesome. I'm not gonna do too much more with this marine. I want to just finish him up, then I can move on to something a little bit more fun. But yeah, my goal, my dream was to just be a writer, and that didn't pan out because you can't really make too much of a splash in the publishing world unless you have this huge, like, lucky hit, viral breakout success. They say most people don't even sell 100 books online, but I was like, I want to try it out. So I wrote, I published, and I set a lot of my book one in my series to free to entice people to give it a read and try it out. But yeah, nothing's really scored for me. So I really love my stories, and I think the characters are really terrific, and so I want to share them. So all of my channel members from now till the end of October 31st, you can get access to. I'm going to put all of my books, all of my series up onto the Discord. You can download it on your e-readers or your phone or whatever, and you can read it for free. I also have them in audiobook. A lot of them are in audiobook. Not all of them. Those are expensive to produce, boy. Woo! You gotta hire a voice actor that can do the files, make the files, and then publish them to the right, in the right format and stuff. But yeah, I really tried to get into writing ebooks. Maybe I'll get back to it. I actually, I'm really proud of the last series that I wrote was called the Wandering Merchant series. And the NPC is like one of the ones in The Witcher. You'd be walking around and you would see like a wandering merchant, right? Just walking up and down the path with their pack on their back, and they would sell you whatever items you needed. And usually they're near a dungeon or near some place where you're gonna need a little refill. And I thought, that's interesting. Why would this wandering merchant be located here? So I worked out in my head, like, how do these wandering merchants operate? And I figured out this great concept. I don't want to spoil it, but I put those books I think you can get all those books for free now, except on Amazon. For some reason, Amazon will not let me post books for free for $0. So but like Apple iBooks, Kobo, Nook, most anything else, I set those books to freeze because I just want to get them in front of as many eyes as possible. And yeah, I think Amazon will automatically set it to 99 cents. So if you want to check out any of my books, check out the free stuff now. I'll put the whole compilation books onto the Discord for my channel members. The compilation books, like the omnibuses that I put out, they include all of the stories from all of my books, and they also include usually like about five extra stories written just for the omnibus that are not like super huge storytelling, but they're like really cool little character pieces to get more backgrounds on the characters and flesh out the characters and stuff a little bit more. All right, I'm pretty happy with how this guy's coming out. He looks really good. Hey, Nick the Salamander, how's it going? Being a dreadnought, is it going to be confusing at first? You wake up, fight, and wake up again, and another fight, wake up again. Turns out the Space Marine is just asking some questions and wake up again. Hi, I just see you in YouTube Shorts. What is your book's name? Where can I buy them? So my pen name, I'll write it down here. And thanks, by the way, Siri Torchok. So my pen name is Eli Taff, Taff Jr. And you can find my stuff on, yeah, like I said, Apple iBooks, Amazon if you have a Kindle e-reader, Kobo, Nook, Barnes & Noble, and yeah, if you can get the omnibuses, I don't know what the plural of omnibus is. I would definitely suggest getting that. But if you want to just see what the style of my books are, see how long every one of my stories that I write is exactly 500 words. So the one from the past, how's it going? So check them out, see if you like them. And the ones I recommend are the Wandering Merchant series, the Galactic Engineer series, the I don't remember what I call it, the Transport Driver Science Fiction Tank Commander series. I think it's called like the Tank Commander series. And then I've got the Riverboat King series and the Innkeeper series. Whew! I take it the one where the computer counts up from 0 isn't the most exciting for sci-fi. I'm not sure which one that is. All right, and oh yeah, so Nick and the one from the past, I'm glad you guys are here. I mentioned this to Tone, and I'm gonna mention it to you guys. I'm gonna be building and painting up Bretonnian Knights for all of my channel members. So because you guys are channel members, I want you guys to tell me 2 colors, Tone's chosen red and gold, that I'm gonna be painting up your knights in. Like my goal is to have this, a mishmash of knights in different colors and liveries, and I'm going to be painting like knights up for all of my channel members. The first month that you are a channel member of Warboss Tay's channel, your model is going to be built up and primed, but I'm not going to start painting it until month 2. Month 2 is when I'm going to give you guys like base coats and just finish it off with base coats, and then month 3 is when I'm going to add the transfers, the washes, the highlights, and also do the basing. So month 3 is really when I tie everything together. And then if you stick around for a year and support my channel for a whole year, then you're going to be upgraded from just a regular knight on horseback to a Pegasus knight, which is going to be pretty awesome. I'm going to take your same color scheme that you asked me and just transfer it over to a Pegasus knight. And I think that's going to be really cool. Also, I've got these. I forgot to mention this to you, Tone. I got these from Etsy back when the old world got blown up. So there's no more fantasy. There's no way to get any more transfers from my Bretonnians. I found these on Etsy. There's 3 sheets of pretty awesome looking transfers. They're meant to go on 1 knight each because each Bretonnian knight has a shield and then 2 little shields on the sides of his horse. So some great looking transfers here, so I don't have to do any freehand, thank goodness, thank gracious. So let me know also, boys, which ones you want to have on your knight, and then your colors and your transfers. Take a look at this. Nick the Salamander, the one from the past, and Tone, which one do you like? Which one speaks to you that you would want to have? I think Tone's got that red and gold, so either like a red dragon on a golden shield or like black off of a quartered red and gold. Could be anything, really. I mean, that's the reason why I bought these. I wanted them to be like really spectacular, individualized for my knights, and I've just never had any motivation to use them. But if you are a channel member of Warboss Tay, you decide to support me, not only will you get all of my ebooks, my best ebook compilation omnibuses, and all of my digital downloads to help you with your projects like calendars, recipe cards, project planners, all that stuff, but you're going to be getting a Bretonnian knight painted up in your honor with your recommended colors and the transfers that you decide to go with. First come, first serve. So if you guys both want the same one, then it's whoever asks for it first. All right, not a bad incentive. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I just woke up to chug some water and dude was live. I should be in my bed. Oh, because they're gonna wake me up at 6 in the morning to make pancakes. I just know it. I know my daughter woke up. I had to run off to take care of her for a little bit, and I thought I wasn't gonna come back before like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just trying to get all of this out there before I hear baby screaming again. I like the dark green and orange, Nick. Okay, sounds good. Tone, oh yeah, dude, I purchased some Space Bear transfers on Etsy last week. Nice. So, black sword, half dark green, half dark orange. You got it. I'm gonna screenshot that. All right. And Pix, hello Pix. I'm not resurrecting, but I'm gonna be building and painting Bretonian Knights for everybody who's supporting me as a channel member. And since you are, I could tell by your badge that you're like 3 months in, you're gonna get a fully painted knight. And when I get back to, that reminds me, when I get back home to Sacramento, I gotta make sure to box up and send you your friend's librarian miniature as well. But and also your avatar knight from the Heroes of Hobbiton. But let me know, because I'm gonna be painting up, building and painting up Bretonian Knights. So let me know some colors, 2 colors for you Pix, as well as which transfers you want me to use on your shield and your barding. Nick is going with a black sword, half dark green, half dark orange. So we'll be going with these. And yeah, I think that's gonna look really good. So Tone, let me know. I don't think I've got any bears. Do I have any bears here? Cool, I'll go for the same scheme as before, red and cream, nice. And I can take a black line because it's the closest to a cat. I dig it. I got a boar, I got an ox. I don't see any space bears for you, Tone. Some stags, Pegasus. All right, where is that black lion? Yeah, more Pegasus, more dragons, fleur-de-lis. This black lion, Tone? Burgundy, gold, or yellow, and the black lion. Yep. I'm thinking burgundy and yellow, kind of like the Talabecland and the... Is there one in here too? Yeah, I'll find something good. I'll find something good. Yeesh, over in Davis. Oh, Patrick, nice. What are you doing up 3:30 in the morning? Or Pix, do you want a lion holding a cup? Okay, Tone. This one or the stag. All right. I gotta screenshot all of these because if not, I'm gonna forget. Pix, the one with the grail. That's what I think too. I think so too. All right, so red and cream with a black lion holding the goblet, holding the grail. That is awesome. For the lady. Oh, that's all right. We already got one, you see. All right. Thanks, guys. Now, I hope that encourages some of you out there, some of the 20 of you that are hanging out, to join up. I think this is great because I mentioned this earlier, but 13 members right now, that's a perfect number. And when I took a look at how many are actually like more than 1 month in where I'm actually going to be painting, it's not that much. I think I've got like something like 6 brand new members with the gray paint drop. So they might not even continue after the first month. But if they continue to the second month, then I'll paint them up. And then I think I've got 4 channel members that I'm gonna need to paint up in at least base coats. And then I think there are like three more that I think it's probably like Pix and Tone and Nick the Salamander that have that are gonna be fully painted up and based. And I have this whole idea because I don't want to do too much of like a system like my Heroes of Hobbiton was, but I think it's going to be really cool just because like I'm going to paint up your knight miniatures, and the longer you're you're a channel member, the longer you're supporting my channel as a channel member, I'm going to add extra bits like treasure, kind of like a Grail Knight has so much extra bits on the back. I'll just paint up separately like little treasure chests and casks of ale and books and stuff, and then start gluing them to your horse or to the back of your saddle. And then after a year, like I said, when we bump you up to a Pegasus Knight, if you continue to support me, then there's just more room on the bases for treasure and relics and ruins. And like your knight is going to have a whole story adventuring in the Unpainted Realms. That's maybe I'll call it that, the Unpainted Realms. Just going into the piles of shame and the backlogs and gaining glory that way. It's going to be so much fun. But so I got to start with the building. Going to do the command as well, or just the lances? I don't know. I think you know what? I've got higher tiers, right? So like if you just join as the lowest member, like the lowest monetary commitment of like $2.99 a month, which is like so small now that I think about it. But $2.99 a month, we'll just do a regular night, and then if you bump up to like the $7.99, then we'll do a command. You can choose. Do you want to be a musician to have an unhelmeted head? Do you want to be the unit champion with a sword, or do you want to be a banner bearer? That would be a lot more fun to paint in the long run, because the banner could start off very plain and you know, not that great looking, and then the longer you stay supporting me at that level, then the more detail I could put. I don't know. It's just a lot of creative, fun things to think about for this whole thing. But yeah, the idea is to just do lances to start with. All right, one more time, just to update the people who are new to my channel, new to my live stream. If you've just been doom scrolling, you happen to end up here, welcome to Warboss Tay's live stream. I'm a YouTube content creator for Warhammer miniatures and painting. I've been posting here on YouTube since 2009. Holy cow. Very recently, I've started just only having the time to post silly, stupid Warhammer memes, but I'm really a painter and a hobbyist, and that's where my passion is, and I like to share my work and inspire others. It must be something in my genes. My mom was a high school special ed teacher, so I feel even I got to teach a little bit for a little while. I taught at a local school in Hawaii, high school, and I just like teaching and sharing and helping other people get more confident in what they're doing. So welcome to my channel. And oh, what is this? Nick the Salamander with the 5 gift memberships. Thank you so much. Look at that. Silly Lung, Tiki the Hut, Galkakatus, J Mac, and Geezer Glory. Welcome to the party. That's amazing, Nick the Salamander. Holy cow. Finally made it, or is this a playback? No, this is live, Blue Cloud. Look at that. Nick, you just bumped up our 13 Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Round Table. The Warboss Tay crew is now, thanks to Nick the Salamander, at 18 out of 20. That's my first goal. I told my wife, I told my lady boss, like if I can get to 18, or if I can get to 20 channel memberships before the weekend, then I will feel like so much more confident that I can make this a thing, that I can make it a sustainable way to earn a living, to produce content. It's just amazing. Warpstone green and corn red with a dragon. You got it, the one from the past. That is so awesome. Okay, so guys, if you want to check out any of my books that I've written, this is my pen name, Eli Taft Jr., and I've got a bunch of free stuff. But if you are a channel member now, I'm going to be uploading all of my omnibuses to the Discord. So all you have to do is send me a message on Discord and let me know what your YouTube channel name is, so that I know I can double check and make sure you're a channel member. And then I will send you the link to the channel where you can get all of my digital downloads. So that's my project planners, my calendars, my recipe cards, and now all of my ebooks, my digital omnibuses, of which I think I've got 5. I gotta write them down because I forget too. I've got the Wandering Merchant, I've got the Innkeeper, the Village Innkeeper series, that's what it's called. The Village Innkeeper. This is a good reminder for me because I gotta upload all of these ebooks. The Galactic Engineer, the Riverboat King. That one's got a samurai in it. Village, oh, the Wandering Merchant. The Tank Commander. All right, so those are all of the series that I wrote for ebooks. Are you in Hawaii? I was in Hawaii. I moved up with my now wife to California in 2014, but I was in Hawaii for all my life, born and raised there. Maybe not born there. I was born in Utah, but like I got moved to Hawaii when I was a month old, so I consider myself born and raised in Hawaii. When I had Brett's, I always named my champs. Circumference, that's hilarious. Serpent, Surface, that's hilarious, Patrick. Not as fun to name Space Marines. I was wondering what the tabletop community is like. It was fantastic. I have no idea how it is now, but it was really great. Back in the day, there was this store. My local gaming store was called Other Realms in Ward Warehouse, and I would go there all the time. That's where I met Kanye West. If you haven't heard that story a million times. And when I moved, or like the that shopping center, Ward Warehouse, was gonna close down so that they could turn it into a bunch of condos. So all of the stores had to find new places to go to, and then the place that Other Realms went to, the new location, was just not as accessible. Like, it wasn't as easy to just go and hang out. Like, you had to actually make a trip to go there. Cirrhosis, that's hilarious, Brett. What uses would come in? Okay, so this is the story of how I met Kanye West. One night, I used to take my miniatures to the store to paint. Sometimes I would just get bored painting at home, and this was before I was with my lady boss. And so I was working on Eldrad Othwan for a commission. So my goal with him was I wanted to take the robes that he was wearing, and I wanted to make like an interstellar galaxy planet, like outer space scape, right? And then have this golden Eye of Othwan symbol on the back. So I took the miniature to Other Realms, and I was working on it. And then I heard the store manager talking on the phone. He was like, let me check. Yeah, we got that. And he was giving directions to whoever was on the phone. I was like, yeah, just come down this street and that street. And then he realized he was talking to a tourist because they didn't know the names of the streets or the directions. So he had to really explain how to get to the store. And then a couple minutes later, I'm working, and then I feel... You ever feel like this presence, like somebody comes and like leans really uncomfortably close over your shoulder? So I'm working on painting this like really intricate little like galaxy, like a Milky Way nebula, using a lot of screamer pink kind of purples and blues and stuff. And I'm really focused on what's right in front of me. And then I hear Kanye West over my shoulder. He goes, "Oh, that's sick. That looks sick. Oh, that's sick." Now, I didn't know who he was because at the time he was only known for the most like known thing was how he jumped on stage and said Beyonce should have won some award. His music wasn't really taking off; it was just about to take off, and so he was also known for saying George Bush doesn't care about black people. So like that's what he was known for, right? And he had some songs, but they weren't like mega hits. He wasn't the mega superstar that he would eventually become. Anyways, we found out that he was there because he was looking for his next album that he was working on to do a cover that was this one sci-fi artist that would do beautiful women mixed up with like machinery, android stuff, and like really sci-fi out there, high sci-fi kind of stuff. So he came in, they found the book that he was looking for, and then his driver slash bodyguard was this big white guy, like football player, big guy with a big red beard. And he goes, "Oh, I used to do this stuff, paint little guys like this." And the store owner, probably just making conversation, he goes, "Oh, what did you used to do?" And the bodyguard said, "I used to paint Necromunda." And Kanye goes, "Necromunda? What's Necromunda? That sounds like some weird stuff." And the guy's like, "Oh no, it's like a game about gangs, science fiction gangs." And then he's like, "Oh, that sounds pretty cool. That's lit." Anyways, it was a fun time had by all. But like I didn't know who he was. I just knew there was this little guy leaning over my shoulder while I was working and getting uncomfortably close. And he said my stuff was cool, so I got complimented on my painting by Kanye West. And that's the story of how I met Kanye West. And then he's like, "I gotta get out of here before I get swamped by the honeys." And sure enough, it's so funny because like right after he left, he paid for his thing and he left. Like these local girls came by and they're like, "Oh, did he go already? Did we miss him?" And the store manager was like, "Yeah, he just left." And then I finally put my paintbrush down and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, "You know the guy that jumped on stage and said Beyonce should have won some award?" It's like, "Yeah, that was the guy that just came in and was talking to us." I was like, "That little dude? Oh man." And he took out the receipt because he'd bought that book, the art book. And sure enough, he signed his credit card receipt. Kanye West. All right, I think this guy's pretty good. He's got the purples, he's got the golds. Let's wrap up by painting up his base, and then we can put him on the side. 33 people. What's up, everybody? If your LGS had a hobby night, guys, strongly recommend going. Getting together with other nerds is awesome. Maybe you'll meet Kyrie Irving. You never know who you will meet in this amazing hobby of ours. Henry Cavill will come by and pick up some Adeptus Custodes. What do you guys think? Is he going to save the Amazon show? I kind of like that we don't know anything that's going on about it, except that he's executive producing. Like I have some faith. I'm cautiously optimistic that he's not going to run it into the ground with, oh gosh, with reimagining for the modern audience. What did he buy? He bought a art book. I don't remember the name of the artist. It was an art book. The artist would draw like graphic novel covers. I think he also drew for heavy metal. A bunch of like beautiful women with like mixed up with like androids and wires coming out. And I think the store manager was describing what he asked for when he was on the phone with him, and he said it sounded like he didn't know what he was talking about. Like he said, "Oh yeah, sure, I can. What's the artist's name?" And Kanye didn't even know the name of the artist. He's like, "I don't know, but he drew for a bunch of different graphic novels, and I'm looking for his art book." And the guy's like, "Oh, well, we've got a couple of different graphic artists I think, what are they called? Like collections, showcases, where they have like books that have their work on it. So he was like, I'm not sure if it's any of these artists. And I think there's like a specific style that he wanted of like a woman in outer space that was connected to all these wires and like half android and something. And then I was like looking at all of his later album covers, and I don't know if any, like if he actually used the artist or if it was just some wild idea that he had. Sundays at our store, we have a really great paint night. Oh, cool. Sometimes guys get in a game too. We did a lot of our Crusade League stuff then. Henry walked off the Witcher set when they messed around with it, so I don't think Amazon wants to test that. I hope not. But then I wonder if he would be in breach of contract, if they'd be able to sue him. And like, I know nobody wants to like ruin a professional relationship, but from what I've heard of his passion for the Witcher project and how disappointed he was that it got so off the rails, I'm cautiously optimistic that he would want the product, the Warhammer show, to be good. Whenever I'm working and someone picks up paints or models, I try and sell it real hard. My aunt worked at Amazon, and at a funeral for a family event, she heard me talking to my cousin about Warhammer, and she had to stop and talk to us about, what is Warhammer? Why are you guys so insufferable about the Warhammer content? I have faith in Cavill. I distrust the rest of Hollywood. Me too. Warhammer, hardly knew her. She worked in the C-suite of Amazon streaming services. She basically said GW is being hard to deal with meeting Amazon culture requirements. So it's weird because I don't know the Amazon culture requirements, right? Is Amazon pushing all of the all of the things? It is, right? It is Amazon that wants all of the things. Because I thought that's what Games Workshop wanted too. I thought Games Workshop was being driven more in that direction. And I was like, well, Henry Cavill's like our only hope now to keep Warhammer what it was, instead of succumbing to the Amazon culture requirements. All right. I think that's enough speculating for me. Yes, the answer is yes. Warhammer has all of the rings because of an investor quota on culture. Yeah. Before it was called DEI, wasn't it called something else? Culture equity. God, I don't remember. Anyways, all I know is that I've finished another Palatine Blade. And that makes me excited because that means that I can work on something else. I've got two more. I guess I could paint up one more of these, but oh, you know what though? Affirmative action. Yeah, that's it. See, I'm like, thanks, Paco. Culture inclusion is one of the names. Affirmative action, DEI, it's all the same. Yep, it's different hats. I just want my stuff to be made by skilled, like, craftsmen. You know what I mean? I think if your whole thing is you want to do all the things and appeal to, you know, that certain crowd, then like I'm afraid of the quality slipping. As like if the quality is good, then good. By all means, please take this thing and elevate it and make it awesome. But I don't know. I don't want to speak too much on that because I don't want to be called out for it. I know what I like, and what I like is stuff that that I'm passionate about. So speaking about passion, said Topic changed its approach after it tried to dip into video games and people didn't buy stuff. Yeah, this is interesting, Bocage, because yeah, like you actually have an inside line to why Amazon's doing a lot of what it's doing. All right, channel members, what should I get started? Lucius the Faultless Blade, soon to be Lucius the Eternal, or Ancient Rylanor here. It's just actually a relic, Contemptor Dreadnought. These are both for the this commission, this Emperor's Children commission, and I'm gonna let my channel members decide. So if you are a channel member, if you have a little badge icon next to your name, let me know what you want to see me get started tonight as we dip into minute 85 of this amazing live stream. It's interesting seeing Lucius without a helmet and not looking all crazy like he does in 40K. I find it funny that some of the people that complain about DEI are DEI hires. Yeah. Is the Dreadnought a fine print? Dreadnought, you got it. Ancient Rylanor. This was actually sent to me by my client, so I'm not sure where he got it, how he got it. He just said, hey, I want you to, I will give you money to paint up some Warhammer stuff. And I said, I will take that money gladly, and I will paint it on stream so I can make more money. If you guys are appreciating and having a good time tonight, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you are not already subscribed. And if you are, I hope you consider supporting me as a channel member. Just a reminder, channel members will get a Bretonian Knight painted up in colors that you recommend, as well as with some transfers that you want to see. So becoming a channel member is now more fun than ever. I'm going to be putting together like a what's the word, like a montage video of all my channel members' nights to put at the end of my long form content. So where you would see some YouTubers posting their just like a slide saying thanks to my patrons, I actually want to do an epic video montage of these knights riding into battle. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. Of course, I got to build and paint up these miniatures first. So we're still in our prep phase, our preparatory phase for this. You know what? I'm going to use a bigger brush than this size 4. I'm going to use one of the big dry brushes from my Golden Maple Master set. This is size 6. Holy cow. And if you want to use this brush, if you want to get access to these brushes, then there's a link in the video description. It's going to take you to Golden Maple's website, and you can see this exact set that has 3 dry brushes and 4 detail brushes. And you can pick it up with a discount if you use the promo code WART, W-A-R-T, in the checkout. It'll save you 10%. And look at that, it's so much easier to paint up this bathtub. I just realized I don't know what I'm doing. I think there is some white. I'll go with the white shoulder pads just like the rest of the Palatine blades for my clients' commission. But let's do purple for the Power Claw. I think I'm also going to do white for the knee pads. But we'll just paint it for now, just so we get a little bit more color down. I'm sorry to everybody who's heard my Kanye West story before. I know I repeat myself. That's the fun of being a dad. My wife, my lady boss, she says her dad is starting to repeat himself a lot, my father-in-law. And I'm like, really? I don't notice that. And then the other night I did notice that. I was like, oh, I've heard this story. I've heard this story like 2 or 3 times already. But like, what are you gonna do, you know? You just gotta sit there and pretend like you're hearing it for the first time. Do you do any sculpting for commission or for personal stuff? Always found that really rewarding, more so than painting. No, I don't. Ah, iron within, cousin. Bonjour. Welcome to the stream, guys. We'll see. I've got my fingers crossed. We're having a good night, getting a lot done. The second my baby starts screaming, I'm gonna cut the stream though, just because like my daddy senses are tingling. But I want to get as much of this painted as possible. So now we're going to go in with the size 4 brush. It's a large brush, can get into all of the cracks and crevices. I love the, sometimes I love when I'm painting, I'll just like think of what would have happened. What do you guys think would have happened if like Fulgrim had remained loyal and he hadn't picked up the Lair sword and he had remained the loyalist, chasing perfection, and leading the Emperor's children. I think that would have been pretty cool. It's a cool what if scenario. And sometimes I think like, wouldn't it be funny? Like I do a little, just thinking in my head, if any of the other Primarchs had been named War Master instead of Horus. Like, could you imagine if the Emperor named Jagatai the War Master? And then, like, I think the obvious best choice would have been if it was Sanguinius had been named the War Master. That would have been such a cool alternate history to think about what would have happened. I would think the Blood Angels would have fallen to Khorne. Like, blood is in their name, and they turn into crazy Black Rage vampires. So I would think that Khorne would have gotten them. But who knows? Like other what if scenarios, like what would Angron have done? Like what would he have been if he hadn't had the butcher's nails? If he could actually be a good loyalist. I'm at that age where I'm just running through all these other what if scenarios in my head just to pass the time while I'm putting down these base coats. Phoenician purple, it's a great starting color. Some people use Naggaroth Night. I'm not a huge fan of Naggaroth Night. I think it's a little too dark. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. Vulcan is War Master. Yeah, that would have been awesome. I mean, he could as a perpetual. You can't kill him. I just think of like Yagatai Khan as the War Master. Just like, I don't know, do whatever you guys want. I'm just gonna ride my bike around. Vroom, vroom. Alfarius. If the Alpha Legion was like the premier legion in the Great Crusade. So many fun what if scenarios. Perturabo, yeah. That would have made him so happy too. He's like, finally, the recognition I deserve. Things might have turned out way differently. What new Warhammer box sets are you most excited about coming up? That's a good question, chat. What do you think? What new sets are most exciting to you? Who's pumped for the Age of Sigmar Chaos Dwarves? All right, Rylanor, I'm gonna let you dry off for a little bit. The new Deathwatch kit, that's right. Yeah, I knew you would say that. The one from the past. Gotta get all of those amazing shoulder pads and just bits. So many great bits. clear a little space here. Make it a little bit easier to see. That's so cool. We're so close to 20. Thanks again, Nick the Salamander. Fantastic. I was really pumped for Saturnine, like the Horse Heresy. I was hoping that they would follow it up, like really immediately follow it up with the plastic breachers and just a couple other things that I'm still waiting. I still believe you can do it, GW. Praying that Solar Auxiliary get more plastic kits soon. Yeah, I did a video a while back about how for the Warhammer community website, they really were promoting like, oh, this is the unit that you got to watch because it's so good. It has all of these synergies. It was the Ogren unit in the Solar Auxilia that looked like Big Daddies from BioShock. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll go order it. And when I went to click the link, 404 product not found, not even temporarily out of stock. Like it was like gone, deleted from the website. I was like, that's weird. Why would you have a whole like section of the Solar Auxilia article promoting this product that is not even temporarily out of stock, which is what they're famous for doing, but it's just completely gone from the website. After doing some digging, some people were saying in the comments like, oh, it's because they're going to re-release it. They're fixing it up. I was like, okay. But then like nobody wanted to tell the Warhammer community team, like, don't talk about this kit because I don't know. Maybe they were planning to, and or maybe they told them, hey, we're gonna make sure you promote these Ogrins because we're gonna be releasing the plastic kit at the same time. We promise, and it didn't get released. They ran out of time. His sword's kind of bendy. I need to dip it in some hot water, I think. Oh, look at this beautiful Emperor's Children insignia just flying off the shoulder pad. Glorious. Pretty sure they're working on a Solar Auxilia Baneblade Shadow Sword. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of stuff in the Legionis Imperialis that I'm like, whew, man. Could you imagine if they had that in up to scale? Like the Mastodons and all the big, huge tanks. What else? What are you guys looking forward to in the coming weeks for the hobby? I'm looking forward to painting up some Bretonians for my channel members. Yeah, that Night Lord's kit. That Night Lord's kit looks really nice. Or it's not a Night Lord's kit, it's just a Chaos Raptors kill team with Mr. Chaos. Do you think they will make plastic Primarchs for Horus Heresy? Gosh, I hope not. I don't know. That's a hard question. I think even their, like their Angron and their Fulgrim miniatures, from Forge World for Horus Heresy, like once they turn into demon princes, they look so good in resin. Like Fulgrim especially, his resin Snake Man miniature looks so good. I think it looks way better than his 40k Snake Man miniature, actually. With those like giant wingspan and his expression on his face. 40k Snake Fulgrim looks like Ben Stiller in Zoolander. So I'm highlighting up Phoenician purple with Sirius purple. It's a nice, smooth step up from Phoenician, shaded down with the Drew Kai Violet, or Drew Chi. Drew Chi, I gotta remember, it's called Drew Chi. Do you think, yeah, okay. 100 minutes, we did it, folks, 100 minutes. Okay, gonna hit up the last. This is great. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna finish this Palatine Blades part of the commission maybe by tomorrow. My idea, back when Saturnine was really getting a lot of hype and everybody was getting excited for it right before it came out, and before like all the rumors of what the edition was going to be, and the gameplay really killed the sales. I thought, you know what if I get like 4 Saturnine boxes? What if I just go all out and get 4 boxes and paint them up as like the Raven Guard. Paint up a whole box as Raven Guard, a whole box as Salamanders, a whole box as Iron Hands. Or I guess that would be 3 boxes of Saturnine. And then get 4 boxes and paint those guys up as Word Bearers, Night Lords, Alpha Legion, and Iron Warriors. And I was like so excited about the concept of it. I was like charting it out, like looking for paint schemes and inspiration. And then I was like, oh, you know what else we could do? We could get 3 more after that, 3 more boxes, and paint those as World Eaters and Death Guard and Sons of Horus and Emperor's Children. And then I was like, wait a minute, how much would that cost? But that's that FOMO, man. That's how Games Workshop gets you. They get you so excited over a product that it's like you don't really think about it. The time comes to go to the store and put down your credit card. I was like, I don't even collect Horus Heresy. I don't even have a Heresy army. Smooth. Will you be getting the plastic fell blade when it's released? Probably not. I don't Like, except unless I get like a commission from somebody to paint it. You know what I mean? Then I'll get it. But I don't have my own heresy army. I just paint whatever I like the look of and then post it up on my eBay store so that I can sell it. My son was watching me do this part on one of the other miniatures, this pink horror extreme edge highlight. And he goes, "Ooh, Daddy, are you painting candy?" And I was like, "No, well, you know what? They would see themselves as candy. I am painting candy, some Emperor's Children candy." What about you, William? Are you planning on getting the plastic fell blade? I don't make the miniatures, I just paint them. I still can't believe Nick the Salamander gifted 5 memberships. That is amazing. 5 more homies joining the Grey Crusade. I can't see Fabius. I don't have Fabius, but I do have Lucius here. I'm gonna paint him up next. How's my Dreadnought? Dreadnought's still drying, so we'll let him dry a little bit more. I'm thinking about getting one, but the rules for them in 40K aren't the best, so might get one just as a display piece. Yep, that's what I would do. I remember I bought a Bane Blade once, just so that I could have it painted up for my Vostroyans. I was like, why am I even doing this? I don't even play enough 40K to justify bringing one of these out. It's like nobody plays Apocalypse where I was at the time. Come on, big baller. This was back when I had disposable income. I was living at home. I was not yet a father. I had money for my Warhammer miniatures. Now it's like anytime I want a new Warhammer miniature, I just go to the basement. When I go to the Warhammer store, I just go to the basement. Here's all. Let's see what's in stock this week, and just open up a bin. Be like, ooh, an unopened orc gun. Say, ooh, some Death Core of Krieg from Forge World. So funny. Hi, Nicole Freeman. If I get one, think I will paint it as a looted fellblade used by my Solar Auxilia. That sounds good. I actually have some, see, talk about things that I have. I've got some Solar Auxilia from a eBay purchase that are like in Forge World resin, and the seller didn't give me any instructions or bases. I just have all of these solar auxilia with like axes and like heavy weapons, and like I have no inspiration to paint any of this. So it's just kind of sitting in plastic bags. Always wanted a Thunderhawk. Oh man, I love that color combo. Thank you. Yeah, this one guy, Binks Wargaming, that I buy a lot of my stuff from on eBay. He said, "Oh, I've got a Thunderhawk gunship at the shop for like $600, or like I don't remember if it was 600 or 800, fully built with the Forge World certificate." And he said he has a lot of guys that buy Forge World because they have all this disposable income, but they don't paint it. A lot of times they don't even build it. And he's in Texas, and a lot of these guys make their money working on oil rigs and stuff, and they have all this disposable income. And then when they buy it, they realize like, maybe I didn't really want that. So he works at a game store where he can get it in trade and just give them store credit. So like he finds a lot of stuff. Right now he's got like some Iron Warriors that are like, he's got 2 of the giant Domitar Siege engines. He's got the new Warsmith, the really fantastic looking resin Warsmith. He's got the Siege Terminators, and I think he's selling it for like 400 something. So yeah, check him out if you want to see what kind of stuff. He's always getting new things in. He's got a Sons of Horus army. He just primes them usually when he's selling them, and then if I don't buy them first, because I'm like, that looks so awesome, I want to paint them up, I want to paint it all up, then he will try to sell it. Some of these helmets have so much trim, I don't know where it all is. The scale color 75 gold looks really nice on this purple. Look at that. Looks so evil. Mr. Random, hello. How's it going? Lucius, the guy who chews his opponents wisely. I have a Warbringer Titan. I definitely underestimated how intimidating it is. Currently sat in its box, not built, as I have no clue how to build it. Holy cow, William. I might be hearing my daughter screaming. Okay, I think she's okay. But if I do hear my daughter waking up, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to head on out. Take care of her. I love that there's this like beginning onset of chaos trim mutating the armor. It's just kind of creeping in. as everybody knows how much fun Chaos Trim is to paint in 40K. You know what's really interesting? I just noticed this. Their chest insignia is not a double-headed eagle. It's like their symbol, the wing with the talon. That's really cool. It's hard to paint, hard to get to, but it's really cool. Have you ever painted or built a Titan? I have not. Malignant Squirrel, hello. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hey, I just want to say welcome to the 5 new channel members that Nick the Salamander has paid for. If you were lucky enough to be basically gifted a channel membership to my channel, then I will be building up a Bretonian knight for you. Hopefully, if you stay along, stay on as a channel member, then after 1 month, if you re-up and continue to be a channel member on your own, then I will gladly paint up into base coats your Bretonian knight. And all you have to do is tell me what colors you want me to paint them up in and what insignia you'd like me to use from the transfer sheet. And you can join the illustrious ranks of other heroes that are going to be built up and painted. So my purple color scheme, if you want to replicate this, is Phoenician purple as a base coat, and then shaded with Drew Chi violet rather. And then you're going to highlight back up with Phoenician purple, and then Sirius purple, and finally do an edge highlight of Pink Horror, which is going to give you this pink tone. You can also go back and use some glazing to tie the colors in a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I'm saving the last guy to do a Warboss Tay painting video tutorial on, but I'm very happy with these 4 right now. We are almost at 20 channel members. It's very exciting. It's all telling me that this is possible. I can make a living on YouTube. I just have to work hard and provide the people with what they want. And I think I'll be doing it. I hope that I will be providing you with some awesome content. Just have to do his eyes and this little bit of blue in the sword, and this guy will be done. Was this the one from last night? This guy is a new miniature. I'm almost done with my Palatine Blade squad. I only have 1 left, and he's going to be done in a painting video. So you guys won't even see me painting him. You won't have to worry. As far as you're concerned, this unit is finished after I'm done putting some eyeballs in. Would love to see some Thousand Suns. I have, you know what, in Sacramento, I have Thousand Suns, like the Dreadnought. I have 2 Dreadnoughts. There's like one that looks like pretty simple, and there's one Relic Contemptor Dreadnought that has a lot of Thousand Suns bling to it. I've also got some Thousand Suns specialist troops, the ones with the Kopeshes. They're like dual wielding these curved swords that look really cool. So as soon as I get back to Sacramento area, hopefully I can get those out and work on those for you guys. Keep doing it and you'll go far. You already have the skill. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for popping in. If you've found your way here just from doom scrolling, then I appreciate it. Thank you for the likes and the shares. And if you guys hop on as channel members, I hope you enjoy your time here. Or if you just subscribe to my channel, I hope you enjoy. And even more so if you decide to become a channel member. I know lately my channel's kind of become a meme channel, but believe it or not, I do actually enjoy the painting aspect of this hobby. The memes are just to hook new audience. That's what my lady boss said, my wife. She said, you better actually be doing content. Don't just rely on memes. And like, I know. I cater to a very, very selective audience with particular tastes. I think I got some purple or pink in my brush. All right, he is done. Very pleased with how he came out. Check that out. Look at that. He's ready to go. Oh, need a little bit on his cloth. A little bit of a highlight. I like to highlight the cloth with blue. So I'm using Dark Reaper just to pop up the color. I don't like to highlight black cloth with gray. To me, gray is very like a harsh, it's a hard highlight. Blue looks softer, like velvet. And I think Fulgrim's boys much prefer a nice velvet. This channel has made me want my metal gas go back. Nice. Love the pearlescent kind of effect on it. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right. The final effect here is doing a little bit of Cabalite green. Now this is what many consider unnatural. If you're highlighting black with Dark Reaper and then Cabalite green, it's a little tricky. You don't want to go overboard with it. Like George Lucas said, I might have gone a little too far in some places. It's really more of just a spot application. I think it still looks like a magical looking velvet. Also, hey, you know, the great thing about working off of black paint or any kind of paint in our hobby, if you don't like something, you just go back to the color underneath it and glaze it. I got some black paint that I really watered down to turn into a glaze. Now I'm just applying it onto this area that I want to tone down. So as you guys can see, I'm not going to win any golden demons, but I do enjoy and I'm very passionate about painting my miniatures. And I think I did a pretty good job with that one. So let's take a look one more time. Any work on the base plate? The base plate, no. You mean this? TTV Neon? Do you still have the first mini you painted? I do not. I do not. The first mini I ever painted was, I believe it was like a skeleton from a Skeleton Warriors box. So here are 4 Palatine blades for the Emperor's Children. I'm terrible for not doing much with my bases. Oh, for base work, what I'm going to be doing is using this from Geek Gaming Scenics. Just put some glue on the bases and dip them in here, and it creates a very nice, realistic looking base. All right, I do want to share what I got done with my Brotherhood of the Nine. So, as many of you have seen, these guys are my Fellowship of the Rings, as in a 40k inquisitorial war band. You've got your Gimli, your Legolas, your Boromir. One does not simply paint these miniatures. Your Aragorn, And then Merry and Pip are the only two halfling sharpshooter miniatures I have left to paint because, as I've mentioned before, I've already painted today Gandalf, who's known as Inquisitor Albus Grey, the leader of this inquisitorial war band. Bilbo, chronological order of the Hobbit and Fellowship, Lord of the Rings movies. So Bilbo would be first. Then Frodo. And Frodo, of course, comes with Samwise Gamgee. So oh, look, I just remembered he's got that little leaf, a lambus leaf. So those three are done. Next, the plan is to paint up Merry and Pip, and then in order of the forming of the Fellowship, Aragorn, who they met in, what was it called? River something. Then Boromir, and then at the Council of Elrond, we're adding Boromir, Gimli, and Legolas. So that's the plan to paint up the rest of this Brotherhood of the Nine. The first miniature I painted was a Knight Dominus. Nice. Chopping up bits of caulkboard. Nice. I'm getting those for Christmas. Nice blue cloud. Yeah, they're so much fun to paint. They remind me of when I painted up the Dreadfleet box, because each one of them is so different to paint, and they're so much fun, but they're all so different. It's a crazy place to start. Yep. A Knight Dominus. The only Kakashi. Yep, they are sick. Bree, that's it. Thank you, Patrick. Bree. I was like, River something? Really? You know what's funny about these Blue Cloud? There is no, like, YouTube. No YouTuber has painted them. You're going to find, if you search up the Brotherhood of the Nine on YouTube, you're going to find a lot of YouTubers have built them and unboxed them. And but nobody's painted them. So I'm kind of unlocking the secrets to their color schemes as I go. And I'm really happy with how they're turning out. Some of your shorts really had me laughing. Thanks, Slim Richmond. Thanks. Appreciate it. You can see all the talent on each figure. What I like is that the sculpts are so good. The sculpts make it really easy to paint and do a good job with them. So I just hope I can continue painting them all up. Have you ever played Middle-earth strategy battle game? Probably favorite game from GW. Nice, really. Do you stay lore accurate? I don't and catch flack for it. I try to if I can. And if not, then I just say, you know what, they're my minis, so I spent the money on them. I'm thinking about going to the Knight Dominus and doing some more work on it now that I have more paints and better skills. Nice. The Gandalf one is just crazy good. Thank you. These are a set from Artel W Miniatures. They're linked in the description to this live stream. They're called the Brotherhood of the Nine. If you click on that link, it's going to take you right there. You can see all of these miniatures. They also have build guides, because some of them have optional variation builds. For example, this Gimli miniature, or Gloinson, his name is, also has a version where the head is a helmet, and there's a mohawk on it, but it's not as big as this mohawk. And his left hand is holding a power fist instead of this keg of, or this tankard of ale. But my channel members, of course, coming in clutch, said, let's go with the bear head and the stein of beer. So that's what I decided to go with. I left it up to my to my channel members, and that's how they wanted to build them up. So as you can see, membership has its perks. If you decide to support my channel and be a channel member, then at random points in my live streams, I will call you out and ask, how should I build this? What should I do? And you could have a hand in directing what I do. For example, Venerable Brother Get Good, this was a suggestion by a channel member where I asked, what should I put on the chest plate of my Black Templar dreadnought here? And somebody was like, Get Good. And I said, well, channel membership has its perks. And then I had to write it all out. Love it. Had a lot of fun doing it. All right, guys and gals. They are, the gnomes are calling to me. I'm gonna have to do some fancy work now. I gotta go farming for tomorrow's batch of spicy memes, stupid Warhammer memes. Let's check out Ancient Rylanor, who's ready for the next coat of paint. I'm gonna double check what the colors are gonna be for this guy. I'm pretty certain where the silver is gonna go, but I gotta check where the white shoulder pad, if the shoulder pads are white, what the knee pads are gonna be, and basically if there's any other colors that I need to paint up. But this commission is coming along really well. 4 out of the 5 Palatine blades painted up. I'm really happy. I got to hang out with you guys, tell my Kanye West story for the 100th time. I got to meet some new friends. Nick the Salamander coming in again, gifting 5 channel memberships. It just blows me away, man. That really is amazing. So this guy I'm going to be doing for a video. So if you want to see exactly how I do it, then I'm in the middle of filming that video. And yeah, I'm just really pleased with, at this point in my life, getting to paint so much Forge World stuff. All right, thanks again. And remember, channel members not only get access to all of the digital downloads, but now I'm going to be uploading all of my omnibuses to the channel members only content. So there are 5 omnibuses of my flash fiction, science fiction, and dark fantasy. And we're almost at 20. So if you are considering becoming a channel member, now is the time to do it before the end of October, where you can get all of my ebooks for free and also some other great digital downloadable perks. I just started painting recently. Do you have any Death Guard you could show me? I do. I have to dig them up. See if you can catch my live stream another day. I'll see if I've got any Death Guard around. See ya, bud. Have a great rest of your day. You too, Slim Richmond. Thanks for hanging out. Shakes Sama, your best friends when you're going to be painting Death Guard is Rakarth Flesh, Castellan Green for the green. For the trim, use Rune Lord Brass, and then shade it all down with Seraphim Sepia, then highlight it back up with those same colors, and you'll be very happy. All right, have a great day, everybody.